Hello. My name is Chelb. My pronouns are they, them, and this is Phasecraft Collective, your weekly check-in with the cards to get the vibes, the energy, the whatever to guide you through your week ahead. One of my cats is currently on the other side of that door, one room over, just yelling his little heart out. So if you can hear that, just think of it as a little extra spice, a little extra blessing for our reading today. One of my cats is also in this room with me, and we're gonna test it out and see if he stays put and doesn't try to desperately break down the door at some point during this reading. So if there's an awkward pause, an awkward cut, it's because my cat is trying to tear the door off its hinges. He is small, but he is mighty, and I truly believe he could do it. Anyway, it's the week of May 20th. It's the first day of Gemini season. We just came off of a big astrological weekend. There's more astrological stuff coming up. We've got a full moon on Thursday, Monday, 2021, Thursday, the 23rd, full moon in Sagittarius. A time for expansion, movement, getting things going on, whatever it is we're trying to make happen for us in our lives. But we're here to talk to the tarot, to talk about the tarot. So let's go ahead and set our container and get into it. Cool. I'm gonna close my eyes. I invite you to do the same if it feels safe and good to do so. And take a couple of breaths. Let yourself come into your body, into this space. Feel the heat of your exhales. Feel your shoulders relax and your ribcage soften. In this space, as I name the elements, I invite you to imagine their force, their essence, creating a barrier, a circle around you. You might erect a circle of stones or maybe light a ring of fire around you. You might carve a moat of rolling blue waves or simply put up a force field of air to hold out all unwanted and negative energy. I call to the spirits and guardians of the north, of earth, of the deepest roots and the tallest trees, of the stardust that gave shape to this planet, into our bones, hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the east, of air, of wind and breath, of thought and change, hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the south, of fire, of the life-giving sun, the powers of creation and destruction, cleansing and renewal, hail and welcome. And I call to the spirits and guardians of the west, of water, of the oceans in our blood, the rivers in our sweat, the rain in our tears, hail and welcome. And at this time, I call to any and all helpful, well and willing spirits, ancestors, guides that are available and ready to assist us in our healing journey, and compassionately disinvite those beings that are not well or not willing, sending you to a place where you might find peace during this time. We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, divinity, protection, and magic. This circle is cast, and so it is. Take another breath. Let yourself settle. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes or come back, reorient yourself in space. Once again, my cat, he's excited. He's yelling out there. And if I had any other time to do this for you today, I would just wait for him to be done with his excitement, but that's just not the way the cookie crumbles. So let's see what we've got. As I said, we are in Gemini season. It is the first day today in tropical astrology. Wow, wow, wow. Good things ahead. I'm using the Ethereal Visions Tarot. which I've had for a minute, but haven't used in a while. And I don't think I've shuffled it a lot because we just got the Tower and the Star together, but with the Queen of Swords. Don't be scared of the Tower. Don't be scared of the Tower. In Marseille tradition, the Tower is the house of God, or the Tower of God, and usually speaks to epiphanies and big expansion, and of course, big change. I've talked about the Tower before. We've had the Tower in this space a couple of times at this point. And I always say, we must tear things down intentionally, or let things fall, let things crumble. We got one falling right out. In order to make space for new and exciting things to come forward. Okay, another major fallout. We're really going on an adventure. There we go. Wow, yeah, tons of majors today. We've got air majors too. The Star, Justice, so Libra and Aquarius. Queen of Swords is air. Okay, Judgment just came out. Big energy, big things happening this week. I'm gonna put those over there. Those might not be real, and they might be. This feels like where we're starting. There's a lot going on, and yeah, okay, cool. So, as I already said, the Tower and the Star. And the Star is what comes after the Tower. Sorry, my lighting is all over the place right now. This is what I get for doing this late at night. But the Star, the Tower. The Tower is these big moments, these big changes, these opportunities to let things fall and start over from the beginning. And the Star is the hope, the power, the light that comes after. The Star, the Tower, the Queen of Swords coming out with the Star doesn't feel like an accident. The Queen of Swords reminds us to be intentional, be true, be honest about who we are, what we need, what we want, and share that honesty with other people. We are not hiding our truth any longer. I mean, the Star is associated with Aquarius, and Aquarius is the truth speaker. Aquarius isn't afraid to tell it like it is. Aquarius wants these Tower moments, wants these moments of justice and toppling systems and making big changes. And I am more than willing to let them do it. So with the Tower, with the Star, with the Queen of Swords, how are you chasing, maybe not chasing, but intentionally building and speaking to and enacting the changes that you want to see? How are you stepping up? How are you directing your energy and your power? Because you have it. You have it, and you need to share it. Six of Pentacles. Sixes are all connected back to the Lovers, which is our card for Gemini. And the Six of Pentacles speaks to mutual aid. It speaks to the give and take. It speaks to showing up when we have things to offer and asking for help when we need it, asking for support. This comes with justice. This comes with the world. It's time. It is time for us all to show up and help each other. It is time to usher in a new era of community. And justice, we're talking about, literal justice a lot of the times, but also the balance of our own lives, the balance of how we exist in fairness, how we are being fair to others, but also how we're being fair to ourselves. And this energy, Six of Pentacles, justice, judgment. Judgment is an awakening. It is a stepping into liberation and change for all people. I think we've talked about that before too. Everything about this is deciding to create the world you want to see and taking an active part in doing it. It is no longer okay to just sit back and let others do the work. It takes all of us to contribute our resources, our skills, our intelligence. It takes all of us to build a world that is more equitable, fair, and just for all. Once again, we come into this space, I never mean for it to be a soapbox, but sometimes that's just what happens. What can I say? Okay, so I hadn't even been talking about judgment yet, but the world's judgment is the awakening. The world is this new cycle. We are ready for things to end, and if you're in America, we're in like this very tense moment. We're on the brink of a lot of things. And this week, this month, this full moon, we are going to start to feel the energy rise more than it has been, if possible. Now, I might get a little contradictory here for a second because we have the Four of Swords. And I talk about the Four of Swords. I just did a reading for someone today where I was talking about the Four of Swords. This is rest, but it is active rest. The swords are our mind, and the fours are like stability and certainty and solid ground. So with the Four of Swords, we're taking a step back to look at the big picture, not to remove ourselves from a situation, but to see just how much is possible. This is a time for planning. This is a time for, again, witnessing, for planning your next step. Again, intentionally, back to the Queen of Swords. So all of this stuff is on the horizon. All of these possibilities are coming. But for now, as these changes really start to come forward and really start to happen, watch, listen, think. I'm pointing to my head and you can't see it if you're watching this. The card was blocking it. Think and be ready for that call when it happens. Spend these next few days finding or exploring your unique skills and your power so that when you are called upon, you can more easily step up. Finally, in this first grouping, we have the Page of Cups. I love them. This is an opportunity to let your heart kind of lead the way, to explore how your emotions, how your intuition, how your feelings can help you navigate the changes and the big things ahead. If you're usually very logical or in your head about things, like, yes, we need to be intentional. Yes, we need to plan. And there is no revolution without heart. There is no revolution without joy. There is no revolution without a reason. And our humanity, our feelings, our hearts being tugged at and pulled because of the injustices of the world, because of the harm that we see, because of the hurt that we feel. No one is truly flourishing in the world as it is now. Even those with the most power and the most resource are suffering in one capacity or another. Obviously, they have it much easier than the rest of us, but they're still trapped by the same societal expectations, standards, beliefs. And we have to let our feelings guide our choices sometimes. That isn't to say run away with your emotions and like run away and make all choices just based on your whims. But explore new ways to allow your emotions to come through and show you exactly what's possible. Yeah. I'm loving that. I'm loving it. Let's see if there's anything else. That feels like a really well-rounded message, but one more. King of Cups. Yes. The king coming out with the page. Be certain, be solid, learn your own emotional body, your own emotional intelligence in a way that allows you to show others that it is possible to let your emotions be productive. Whoa, okay, that was like a big chunk, that's not real. But we got the Queen of Wands, your power. The Queen of Wands though it's not just like brute force power. The Queen of Wands is emotional depth, in an emotional depth in a way that leads you from passion, that lets you stand up fully into who you are. The Eight of Pentacles. It's time for the work, y'all. The work. I'm not going to be one of those people that says, you have to do the work. LOL. That's such lingo. But it's also true. What can I say? Okay. Yeah. Okay, one more. So, I already talked about them, but I'll show them if you're watching this. King of Cups, Queen of Wands, a dynamic duo. And then finally, Eight of Pentacles. I already kind of talked about it. It's gonna be work, and that's okay. It's gonna be work, and it's needed. It's gonna be work, and you're gonna learn so much about yourself and the world and how you navigate it while you do it. Finishing with the Three of Cups. Community. Leaning into your close personal relationships. Allowing those that love you to fuel you, to fill your cup, to know that you don't have to do this work alone. You don't have to do any of this alone. If you try, you maybe won't fail, but it won't be as easy as it would be if you just let people support you and support other people. That's the stuff, y'all. That's the week. I have this, just like cut my finger. Okay, that's great. I have this new Oracle deck that I just got. It's the Green Witch Oracle deck, Green Witch's Oracle deck, and I feel like we should finish out with one of these cute little cards. The card backs are really pretty. I'll show them on. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the card backs. This isn't like my normal style of Oracle deck. It's very like illustrative and like cottagecore, which is not really my vibe usually, but I was feeling drawn to it. So I snagged it. we've got our card. Moss Agate, which I love. Moss Agate. Positivity and change. Yeah. Positivity and change. I feel like that's all that needs to be said. That's exactly it with this reading that we've just had. Change is coming. It might be hard, but it will be good. And allowing yourself to remain as positive as possible. Not always. Toxic positivity has no place here. But allow yourself to experience the positive along with the things that are hard and difficult. Cool. Well, my cat is trying to escape, so I'm gonna go let him out and then we'll close this circle. Go ahead and close your eyes once more if it feels safe and good to do so. Reimagine any elemental forces that you erected around yourself or put down on the earth. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Send it all back to its natural place, letting air dissipate around you, letting water soak back into the earth, letting fire extinguish and stones descend into the ground. I release the spirits and guardians of the west, the south, the east, and the north, sending you back to your place in the natural order with praise and with gratitude. I release all spirits, ancestors, guides that arrived to deliver these messages and reinvite those that left to give us transformational space. I send the energy of all those listening and watching back to them whole, complete, and intact. I take my energy back to myself whole, complete, and intact. May we remain friends, though our energies are no longer crossed, corded, or tangled at all, starting now. Take a breath, feel your energy settle into you, all yours. The circle is open, and so it is. Wonderful. Thank y'all so much for being here as always. I am running a cheeky little sale right now on emailed readings. I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, which like feels so wild. So I'm doing a little sale to celebrate. $20 for an emailed reading. Normally their sliding scale 30 to 45. So get with it. If you're not already subscribed to my newsletter, find all the info in the episode description. I'll be sending out a full moon newsletter with a tarot spread and I think maybe an oracle reading for free subscribers and a reading by elemental signs, so for fire, water, earth, and air signs, and a little ritual for paid subscribers. And my summer series registration is opening so soon. My summer class series starts at the end of June. And we're going to be doing Spellcrafting 101. We are going to be doing reading hard cards. So like exploring cards like the Tower, the Three of Swords, the Five of Cups, and how to work with them in a reading that doesn't feel scary. We're going to talk about how to use tarot spreads and what to do when like the cards that you pull for placement don't quite make sense. And then finally, we're going to do a Lunasa spell circle for Lunasa, and that's going to be on August 3rd, and that will be the final one of the series. And then my fall series will start up shortly after, but registration for all that opens on June 1st. So again, make sure you're signed up for my newsletter, you're following on Instagram to be the first to know when all of those things open up. But that's all. Thank you again, and I will see you next week.